Alright guys, this is my very first supercharging experience, and I'll explain why that is once I get it started. But here it is. I'm in Culver City, Los Angeles, California, and about to embark on my first supercharging experience. Let's see how it goes. I've never done this before. It's actually a test for a road trip that I'm about to take. So take this guy out, we push the button as usual. There we go. In she goes. And I'm on stall A, 3A. Let's see what we've got here. Alright, so let's see. Starting to charge. Okay. Calculating, 20 minutes. 3 kilowatts, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Whoa, 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 Nelly. All right, I'm at 43%, so I think it's capped. 54 kilowatts, 217 miles per hour. All right, so why is this my first supercharging experience? I've had this car since December of 2018. We have a second Model 3 all-wheel drive, dual motor all-wheel drive, non-performance. This is the performance version. My wife's is the same thing, but just not the performance version. She has never supercharged either, and there's a common misconception from people who do not have these cars and do not know what that EV life is all about, that oh my god, where am I going to charge? What's going on? We live in Los Angeles. My wife has about a 50-mile commute every day to work and back, and picking up the kids. Mine is much less than that currently. That might change, but it's mostly just school drop-off and pickup. We've always charged at home. What might surprise people as well is that we rent. We're not homeowners in Los Angeles. We rent an apartment. And turn the volume down a bit. We have never ever supercharged. We have a dryer outlet, a NEMA 1450 that our building has installed for us. We rent it. We pay like $125 a month, I believe. It actually includes all the electricity, which is kind of nice because California electric prices are quite high. I believe it's 22 cents per kilowatt hour or so. So yeah, we only charge at home. We've never needed to supercharge. Now, we've never taken these cars between cities, but that NEMA 1450, the dryer outlet, which is 240 volts at 32 amps, because that's what the current Gen 2 mobile connector tops out at. The older one was 40 amps, but this current one, for safety, is 32 amps. So 240 volts at 32 amps. That gives you roughly 7.5 kilowatt hours per hour, which equates to roughly 29 miles per hour when the battery can accept that much juice, which is not a problem because that's not a high rate of charge, at least on the long range battery pack. So yeah, that's plenty for us. So when my wife gets home from her daily commute of about 50 miles, all of that is recuperated in 2 hours of charging at home on this, with the mobile connector that comes with the car, that is free. We're home for during the work week, she's home for at least 13 hours. According to my calculations, that's exactly what will be needed to fully charge the Model 3 long range battery pack fully. Not that we would ever do 0% to 100. You would never want to discharge that much, and you don't really want to charge it to 100. And when you're like at 99%, it slows down. But for all practical purposes, 13 hours, which is the amount of time that my wife is at home during the work week. She gets home at like 6 p.m. and she leaves at around 7 a.m. the next day. That's enough to charge the long-range battery pack on the Model 3 fully, if needed. So that is why we've never needed to ever supercharge. I'm about to take a road trip, and because I've never supercharged in this car, I want to make sure that the account is set up properly and that all that stuff is good to go. So I'm here really just as a test. I don't need this charge. I have free energy at home at my building because like I said, we pay that flat rate of 125 to rent it, and they cover all the electricity. I've worked it out. It kind of works itself out. We don't actually hit, even if we're paying the high California rates, we would probably not pay $125 a month. But if you take into account gas savings as well, we're probably saving about $75 in what would cost us if we had to pay for regular in Los Angeles to travel the same amount of distance that we put on these cars, after you take away the $125 that we pay to rent the plug. So we would probably pay somewhere around $200, $250 in gas a month, and now we're paying $125. So we're basically saving at least $75, maybe up to $125, which would be 50%. Yeah, so that's a quick overview. I'm gonna post this video for people who are not Tesla owners, just to give a little insight into what charging's like and why I never had to supercharge ever on 2 cars. All right, let's see how this baby's going. So yeah, 48 kilowatt hours at 195 miles per hour. And as you can see right here, we've added 4 kilowatt hours since I started talking to you guys. I'm probably gonna stop it at, I'm probably gonna let it go to 51%, because I don't need to pay for this electricity, because I have it for free at home. Yeah, it all works. I wanted to make sure that, not that I have my credit card on file and all that, but I don't want to be surprised when I'm out in India or somewhere, Quartzsite, Arizona, and find out that something's wrong with my account. So that's why I came here to make sure that all works. Let me take a quick walk around to show you the Culver City Supercharger station. It's kind of late now. It's around something like 9:30 p.m. So there's not that many cars, which is a good thing. I managed to get full speed that the car will take at its current state of charge. You want to do that by going to a stall which is not shared with another Tesla. And yeah, so you saw what I'm getting. If the state of charge would have been lower, I would have gotten more. Yeah, I'm getting about 48 kilowatt hours. Now, to compare that to my home charging situation, I'm home charging at 7.5 kilowatt hours. So it's quite a bit faster than that. Yeah, this is the Westfield Mall over here. And with that, I bid you adieu. Cheers.